Hello, Foundations friends. Welcome back to our third double take. The first one was about our learning outcomes. The second one was about the well of biblical theology. And this one, we want to kind of explain. I want to explain what I mean by biblical theology. I want to be sensitive to new words or new terms, kind of build a glossary of things. And so please let me unpack that. Now, before I do, let me just again thank you for your time. Thank you investing in the state, the condition, the well-being of your soul. And thank you for taking the time to put some tools in your toolbox so that you can be the outreach God wants you to be and the inreach God needs you to be. So, biblical theology is concerned with correct and accurate descriptions or explanations of the Bible's content. It's a technical thing, right? And it's not belief or an opinion. That's you're welcome to them, and I want you to have them. But that's not really what biblical theology is. Biblical theology doesn't rely on opinion. It doesn't rely on position or person at all. Actually, the reliability or the degree of truthful certainty is what we're after. And there are really widely accepted standards for this. And I'll give you some examples. Biblical theology is like a good recipe. Okay, it has an ingredients list, and it has instructions to put the ingredients together. Most importantly, it works every time, right? It always turns out. The guests have confidence that the food is safe and that it's safe to eat. It's also generally nutritious and healthy, and/or it makes the most of the ingredients. Sister Crance's peanut butter pie is absurd, and she gets that. And it's about ingredients. It's about instructions. It's about doing it. So that's a kind of an example of what we mean by accurate and reasonable, good, clear, trustworthy, reliable explanations. Another one is like a project turnover kit. So, when an engineer builds something, they have this kit. They turn it over to the buyer, and that kit ensures them that all the testing was done. It meet all the standards. It shows where the metal came from or the components came from, and it ensures the buyer that product that they spent money on will last, that it will meet the needs, that it will perform for many years. Another one is like academic capstone. We have the teacher has a grading rubric, and the students know what to expect. And so that enables the teacher and the student together to know, okay, I mastered the content, I understand the assignment. They can have confidence, both the teacher and the student has confidence that student has got the information, comprehends the information, and can use the information in meaningful, constructive ways. And it's important to recognize, like all knowledge and learning, biblical theology can be measured along a spectrum. So let me give you an example. Medical knowledge is a really good example. You have EMTs that may respond to a crash. And man, I'm glad they show up when there's somebody injured at a crash. And they save the person, they get the person out of the car, they put the neck brace on them, they bandage up the wound, they make sure the person is breathing, and they get them to the hospital. And then they get to the hospital and they find some kind of hematoma. And the EMT is great, and their knowledge is great for the accident. But when that person has a tumor or a brain injury, we go to the neuroscientist. We go to the neurosurgeon. Both accredited, both valuable knowledge, but definitely along a spectrum. Another would be blacksmithing and metallurgy, right? The guy who builds the horseshoe and puts the horseshoe on the horse's hooves, man, awesome, incredibly great. But the metallurgist who creates the metal that the brain surgeon uses to work inside of a person's brain, very different knowledge level, and it's along a spectrum. And so we really want in this class to help you move from an EMT understanding of God and the Bible to the neuroscience. And I know that's a long spectrum, but hey, we got a lot of time together, right? It's all about enriching and enabling you and using this time together as loving, caring community to learn, to delight in God, to learn and understand His Word, and to have these really clear and compelling beliefs that are rational and defensible, and that have this moral value and the spiritual value that you can trust, that the world can trust, that your brothers and sisters on the pews can trust, and especially your family, that they can trust and put their hope in. Okay, so thanks for coming back again. We look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye.